Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Sister Jackie, hey, Mr. Holipsism back. Do you still have a question for him?
I think he kind of was going down the line of where my question for him was leading, because when he was talking about, he was talking about building infrastructure and getting the different groups together. And like I said, I'm not being pessimistic about it. I just see that the religious ideologies will basically put a stop to it. I just see it only as going so far, because once that religion kick in, it's going to be big disagreements.
See, one thing about the whole religion thing is that a lot of that's like black churches are backed up by whites, and there's no.
Wait, what was the question? I didn't hear what the question was.
No, yeah, you was talking about the infrastructure, and they started bringing it to you when you was talking. I was just wondering how you seen religion fitting into the people, those different groups getting together and building something, because I just don't see them coming together but so far, because I see their religious ideologies don't separate them.
Well, actually, they are together. If you look at this society right now, they are together. It's just they're not together religiously, but they're together in terms of maintaining and sustaining this infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of them pay rent, all of them pay for utilities, all of them to get on the roads and highways, all of them pay tolls, all of them provide and maintain all the elements of this hard infrastructure. See, this conversation is actually a microcosm of what I'm talking about, because we started talking about hard infrastructure and then we went backwards. Now we're talking about social issues. See, it's the best thing that I can do is compare it to if you're a tenant versus being a landlord. If you're a tenant and you're in an apartment building, you're only concerned about what's going on in your apartment. You don't even care about the plumbing, the electricity, the sanitation, and the maintenance of the building, because that has nothing to do with you. That's the owner's problem. See, we think like tenants now. If we start thinking like owners, well, we're actually controlling the building and controlling the infrastructure, then it expands our realm of responsibility. So to get back to the youth, it's kind of hard to do that in a situation where the youth are in a context that their people are not in control.
But brother,
so what do you expect them to do?
Brother, let me say something.
No, but first, before you say anything, am I on the right? Am I making a wrong statement with what I just said?
You're absolutely right. Wrong statement, brother.
I made the point. I made the point earlier. I made the point earlier.
Go ahead, brother Caleb. Go ahead.
I said I made the point earlier when you got off. I said, look, the main thing is this. Is that we live, the context of what we live in, we don't control. And I said about the shooting in D.C. and whatever goes on in America and everything. If the stock market collapses on, the black people don't worry about that. Why? Because we understand that, like very few conversations on Blog Talk Radio was talking about the stock market and the financial crash. Why? Because most black people don't feel like they got a stake in any of that, you know. So in other words, basically, but we do understand when we can't get a job, like, oh, it must be that economy I keep hearing about. You understand? So the context of where we live in is not controlled by us. So Marcus Garvey once said this. He said, look, the reason why black organizations have no chance in America, the reason why they're so vulnerable ain't because of COINTELPRO. It's not. And Marcus Garvey predicted something like COINTELPRO for 40 years before it even happened. He said, you put black people in a situation, right? The same ones that join organizations will steal from the organizations, embezzle, mislead people, everything. Why? Because there's no accountability. Like Holmes said about the landlord and the tenant. When you're a tenant, you have no accountability to the building because all you know is you just got a place to live. Same with black people, our situation in America. We can't do nothing about our situation because we're not the one in control. When white people, Rob played that clip on Martin Luther King, and when he said the land grants and all that stuff like that to the European peasants, that's when you have a government that says, look, I need to generate revenue and produce wealth and everything through agriculture. European peasant said, I need a new home, a new place to stay, a new starting life. It was a win-win situation. We don't have that.
With great power comes great responsibility. If we don't have an infrastructure and a context that we control, then all of these issues we're talking about is like throwing little sheets of toilet paper in a pool full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It means nothing. We have to control our context, and that's where all of you talk about real trickle down. That's where the trickle down begins. Control your context, and all of these social issues that we're so concerned about now is going to be gone.
It'll go away.
That's
it. That's overnight.